Hi, I'm currently sitting in my closet um, with the door shut. It's very dark in here. Um, but I've just sort of come to this realization that this channel is whatever I want it to be, and I don't have to stick to um, a bit, if you will, if I don't want to anymore. And yeah, today I really just wanted to share with you all this film that I got developed. And sorry if you just heard my cat, she just did a little meow. She's very confused. She does not know why I'm in the dark in this room. Um, yeah, also, I'm in the dark in this room because my AC makes a lot of noise, and I did some test runs, and yeah, unless I'm in my very dark closet, uh, there's too much noise that gets into things. Um, yeah, so I really wanted to talk about my film, all this film that I got developed. I had 3 roles in total developed, but sadly, very sadly, the black and white role was blank. So, yeah, it's a little devastating, but it's okay because we got a lot of good stuff out of it. My cat just jumped into my lap, so if you heard anything, um, yeah. Speaking of her, this is the first photo that I saw when they emailed me the pictures. So no doubt I was holding my camera and probably putting film in it on the bed, and she was just laying there. And yeah, somehow I got the shot, and she's just moving her head. All of these pictures are from before I moved. So this is my old apartment. Um, that's my twin size bed, and in the back is the quilt that my grandma made me like over a decade ago. Um, yeah, so literally 2 of the most important things in my life in one picture. Um, this one is a brick wall. Amazing. This was at my apartment buildings, and yeah, somebody etched in fine. So I feel that. This one, it's so cool because I've completely forgotten about nearly all of these pictures. Um, it's kind of a neat time capsule. So if you are so inclined, you should totally take pictures with film and then don't look at it for another year because it's honestly really cool what you see, what you did. So yeah, I'm just holding a pair of sunglasses and over a nice leaf. Glad that came out pretty good. Um, this one is the pool at my apartment. Nothing crazy. Again, at the pool, I just like the signs. I don't know. I'm a big fan of signs. Another one by the pool. This one is like I don't know, a lantern thing. Some pretty pink flowers, a palm tree in the corner. This one is from downtown. I'm obsessed with these scooters. I love seeing these scooters IRL and just like wherever people left them. I think that's just kind of so fascinating. Um, yeah. This one was a bit messed up, but I still like her. I found that when I take my camera outside, I have a Canon A1, and when I was taking shots with it outside, it would build up like condensation on the inside of the camera because you're going from cold to hot so fast. So I would have to wait for it to get like acclimated to the temperature outside. But sometimes I would forget that, and then I'd take a picture, and yeah, I think that's what's happened with this one. And same with this one too. And this one is by the water. So we have a oh shoot, what is it called? It's called a wall. It's called a not a storm wall, hurricane wall. I don't remember, but those steps that lead into the water, they are there for the times that hurricanes blow through. So that way the storm surge you know, it has to get up quite a bit before it would, you know, surge through the actual city. But it's cool because like you can walk up and down the steps and yeah, it's pretty neat. It's a nice light pole. And then this one, at first I didn't know if I loved it because I think the most forefront corner of the picture is blurry, so it doesn't really work. But then if you crop it, like here, you actually have something really neat, and I think that's what I was trying to capture, is just the different shadows in this picture, in the first one and in the second. I thought that was pretty cool. This one's just a bench. This pelican dude, I remember spending so much time trying to get the perfect shot of him. I was following him everywhere, and then he finally just kind of settled down here in this area, and I'm really happy at the way that that picture came out. And this one too. Now he be perching. It's just the sky, the clouds. You can see some of the flaws of my camera. But I like it. Gives it character. Another, I think the colors didn't come out the way I'd hoped, but I was more interested in the lines of this picture, because you have the lamp in the middle and a trash can next to it. You have the lines of in the road, and then the line of the sidewalk. The two shadows cast by the pole and the trash can. The line, the trim of the seawall. That's what it's called, a seawall. The white trim of the seawall. The line of the benches. And then you have the line of that pier in the back. You have the line of this kind of, what are those called? Those, over... I can't remember. You know, that thing right there. I don't know what it's called. Where people are sitting underneath it. Then you have the line of the horizon in the back. You have more street lights. Well, I guess they're not technically street lights, but light poles of some sort. Yeah, that's what I was trying to capture, and I feel maybe the camera didn't focus quite right or something. Yeah, I really like this one too. And we have another fallen scooter. I'm just amazed by these things. I don't know. And this was another shadow picture. So I really like shadows and trees. This one was taken in Port Aransas, and I was there for one of my best friend's birthdays. We just hung out by the pool. And I remember it was one of my first times being out with people since COVID started. So this would have been in August 2020. Okay, I remember now. Yeah, so that's right around when all of these pictures were taken. Same with this one. Was it Port Aransas or Aransas Pass? I always forget which is which. But, in this town, there's a lot of, like, beach houses that people just sort of own, and then they rent out to people. There's tons of them, and they're all painted these beautiful pastel colors. And maybe one day I'll go back and just only take pictures of those houses. But, yeah, for now, this is what I got. This one's a bird of paradise. I really, really love the way this picture came out. So I think it was just the perfect bloom of a flower. And then you can see the leaves of the plants below it. In the back, you see the trunk of a palm tree, which I found out are not actually technically trees at all. They're just giant plants. So I thought that was fascinating. And then there's a smaller palm tree in the middle of the bird of paradise and the palm tree in the back. This one is just another of the pier downtown. I don't know why these are all so out of order, but I don't mind. This one is the seawall again. The colors didn't come out contrasting enough. And it's not super saturated, but I still really love it because you have the steps at the seawall, and then you have like that walkway at the end of the seawall. Then you have the sea. Just the rippling sea. There's a nice seagull flying. Then palm trees. I really miss palm trees. I'm not gonna lie. This one's just more of the water, just right by downtown. I don't know who owns those boats. This is another picture that I guess, you know, got messed up, technically, but I really like the way it looks. Another of the ocean. And now we're getting into a different roll of film. Starting from here, I took these in July of 2021, right before I moved. So the friend that gave me my camera, we hung out one last time before I moved, and we decided to go take pictures. My last job was in a more ghetto area of the city. It's an area of the city like that basically no one is in ever. It's mostly filled with like oil and gas type refineries, things of that nature. It's a lot of refineries and a lot of different kinds of labs that, you know, do work for those refineries, which is where I used to work. But yeah, this area was in a poor side of town, and it used to be the hustle and bustle side of town, probably back in the 60s and 70s. So you see these really neat buildings. And then they sometimes just look really industrial. So this was that. When I would drive through to get a coffee or something, I'd be going through different streets that I didn't normally go through or wouldn't ever normally go through, and I was seeing all these buildings with all these signs and all of these colors, and I was just so intrigued by them. I thought they were so beautiful that it was something kind of forgotten in them. Yeah, it was really, really cool. So these, starting here, was one of the main reasons why I wanted to take pictures in the first place. It was a weird kind of, I don't know if it was still in operation at all, but it was like they did something with trash, like you would take trash there, or maybe like old metal. I don't remember, but it was one of those types of places, and it was just so fascinating. There was a railroad right in front of it. It had this yellow gate. Or I should say railroad tracks, not a railroad. Or, I don't know, maybe they're the same thing. They also had these metal palm trees, which I just thought was so interesting. I don't know, everything about this place was really fascinating. And then there was this other place that I really wanted to photograph also. It was just this building, just by itself. And every time I drove by it, there was this white couch that was right in front of it. And I was just so... It just looked so weird. Like just this very abandoned landscape and this very abandoned building. And there was this white couch just right in front of it. There were all of these things inside of that building, and yeah, I was like looking into a different time. And yeah. So thanks for coming on this journey with me. I'm gonna post all of these pictures on my blog if you care to look at them some more. I don't know. Yeah, my blog is www.daughterofAnarcoleptic.weebly.com, under the film page. But yeah, thanks for coming and joining me on this little trip down memory lane, I guess. I hope you have a good morning or a good afternoon or a good night, whatever time you're watching this. Yeah. Okay. Bye.